Hey guys, my name's Jamie and I'm a part of a company called Shane's Trees. Today I'll be showing you how to make up a few chains. So here at Shane's Trees, all of our saws, we run with the 3/8 low profile tooth and full chisel. Out of the box we get the full wrap of chain, which we've obviously used a fair bit so far, and you get a little pack of joiners. From that we're going to show you how to make a chain. We've got a little pin here which we end up putting part of the chain on, and then we've got the measurements of each chain size that we use at our factory, and they're dependent on the bar sizes which go with the saws. I've realised that the point here that we're going to break the chain, it should be positioned on the top of the knife. I'll roll it out again and show you the way it's supposed to be set up. So now we have it flipped the right way. You can see the knife edge is facing up and it's on the mark of the 20-inch. That's the point we're going to break. I'll just mark that tooth so I know which one it is. Alright, so this is the knife that we're going to be breaking. So this is a little breaker block, and we'll position the bottom side of the tooth so it sits in there, making sure the knife is on the gap side so it's got somewhere to sit nicely, and then we'll wind it in so it pinches. We wind this down so the punch is right on the middle of the rivet, and you want to take time and get this part right, because if you do it wrong you end up bending one of the chain links and you'll end up having to make a smaller chain. So I'm pretty happy with that, it's sitting well, so pop. And that's one out, but it's not going to break until we get the other one off. Down on the second one on the same chain link, and there we go. The chain will fall apart and you've got the link there which you've marked, and there you have your chain. Position it out and just have a little bit of a look around. They're all facing the right way and the links, it's perfect. So we get the little link bag and get out one of each of the sides, which look like that. These both have little markings, a little triangle which is going to show the direction that they'll need to be facing on the chain. So as you can see, these chains, the triangles are all running around this way, with the dip on the chain link facing inwards. So I'm lining that up, that's facing that way, and the dip's on the inside. So I'll put that in and just hold it there loosely. Then I'll flip the chain, making sure that doesn't fall off. It doesn't really matter if it does, but you'll have to put it back on. And then just make sure they correspond again, the arrows, and just sit it loosely on top and just pinch it with your fingers. Alright, so now we've got the links right, we know it's facing the right way. We're going to take the chain, holding it together so it doesn't fall apart, and sit it in this machine. So now we've got it over here, and they're not joined yet. You can see the gap that's forming in between those. You've got to make sure that it's sitting nice and tight like that, with the exposed little end sticking out, because that's the part you're going to grind. If you don't have it on there initially, you may grind it to the point that it will not sit flush in, and then the chain needs to be popped and shortened. So now it's in there. I keep pressure against the back winder so I know it's sitting on the little groove, and I'll wind in until they touch. Alright, so the two parts of this is this winds in and we'll keep the pressure, and then this bit here will grind the end of the rivet and flatten it and push it in so it pinches the two bits of chain together. So you don't want to do this too much or too little, so you do it little bit by little bit, and then I'll start winding this. As I go, I'll put a little bit of tension on, back the other way to get a nice round, and then back off. And see, that one's joined now. The rivet's been flattened slightly. This rivet will be holding it on. It's too loose at the moment, and the other one's not even being held. But that's just, it's hands-free now. I can't screw that up too much. So I'm gonna put it back on and do the other one the same way that I did that. Apply some pressure, wind in a little bit, and wind. So both rivets have been pressed, there's no way it can come apart, but as we see there's a lot of play in that, and we don't want that. We want it to be tight, but not tight causing friction. So I'll put it back on. It's a lot safer this time, so we don't need to worry about it falling off the end of the rivet, and we'll wind in a bit more and grind a bit more. Grind the other way a bit more, wind out, and there you have it. There's not much movement this way, which is what you want, because that'll weaken the chain eventually. But it's got full movement going both ways. So just here we can see these are all of the factory links, and this is the one that we just ground. They look pretty similar to those ones, but you can tell that that's the link that it's been joined. being a bigger company, we either put them in cardboard boxes and we'd label it. So for instance, because that was a 20-inch chain, I put 20 there. And then that can go into storage and crews can take those out, and then we know they've got sharp chains, brand new in the box. Yeah, so I hope you learn a little bit about making up a few chains, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time for another video.